Welcome everyone to round number 3 here of 4 scheduled rounds here at this Regulation I tournament at the Spring League Challenge 3 tournament at Sacramento Place in Big Bear, California. I'm still His Coronel. That is Sky Sword. We have round 3 between Lucy Parker and Erin Lombay. And oh boy, we got a lot of stuff going on here. We got Lucy on the Indeedee female, Hippowdon male, and Mysterian, Bunala, Calyrex Ice Rider, and Makuhita. Erin Lombay on the Calyrex Ice Rider, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Burgerath, Iron Hands, Iron Valiant, and Miraidon.
So you probably have some questions already. This is definitely a trademark Lucy team. The Makuhita has some interesting stuff going on. Seismic Toss, obviously static damage, never a bad thing. The big thing, it gets Wide Guard, so it's able to block those spread moves that so many Pokemon run. And it also has the coaching, so it'll be able to boost up the Calyrex Ice Rider, especially with the attack and the defense boosts.
And Erin, we're going to go straight into the round number 3 matchup here in game number 1. Erin straight up leads her Miraidon and Iron Valiant, while Lucy leads their Indeedee plus Calyrex Ice Rider, which screams a Trick Room lead.
Yeah, I mean, Lucy's team is extraordinarily hard Trick Room. I assume everything is min speed, if not very low speed, if not min speed. Hippowdon's extremely slow. Makuhita's very, very slow. You do get the Psychic Terrain up in this matchup. I really like the Indeedee up against the Miraidon for that reason. We didn't even mention the Iron Valiant, which is kind of a little bit of an unusual pick. The big thing about it is that you do have the Quark Drive, you're extremely fast, you boost up faster than most stuff, and you have Wide Guard and you have coaching. So, like fast Makuhita, basically.
Yeah, Iron Valiant, once again, its first breakout performance was Worlds 2024, thanks to Yuta Ishigaki, and now it's making its way back into the format again in front of these Miraidon's teams, especially in Regulation I. First of all, Miraidon going to be able to Volt Switch onto the redirected Indeedee thanks to Follow Me, and thanks to its Psychic Terrain being up, it does show that Iron Valiant is in fact slower than Miraidon. But I'm more curious to see what the Valiant even does here, because, this could be coaching actually from this Iron Valiant, and to boost that Calyrex Ice Rider that Erin just swapped in on that Volt Switch, and knows into Spear Break into the Indeedee. It takes it, and it's going to lower that special attack, although I don't think it's going to be too much of a helpful as that Rocky Helmet chips down at Valiant's HP, and Trick Room gets set up by Lucy's Calyrex Ice Rider.
Yeah, coaching would have been absolutely nasty there. Potentially game-winning for Erin. Still not a bad turn for Erin, because you do get the Calyrex in against the other Calyrex. No real knowledge right now on which one is faster / slower in the Trick Room sense. Obviously, the Calyrex versus Calyrex matchup can be kind of weird, because neither of them does a ton of damage to the other one. So they kind of chip away at each other while messing with the opponent. You also do have the Wide Guard available in case, for example, Lucy wants to go for that Glacial Lance to try to finish off the Valiant while doing a bit of damage to the other Calyrex.
Which was not selected as High Horsepower lands on the Iron Valiant, and you're going to take it under half HP. Glacial Lance clicked by Erin Calyrex Ice Rider, which does knock out Indeedee, which will give it a first of potentially many Chili Day boosts for the set. Yeah,
and that's the big thing, is that it feels really good to click Glacial Lance. High Horsepower is a nice coverage move.
Here's Makuhita from Lucy Parker.
Yeah, Makuhita is a great friend. It's absolutely true. So ignore everything else that's happening. Makuhita, an awesome Pokemon, does have the Fake Out Pressure, can Wide Guard away the Glacial Lance, but I think it's thick fat, so it actually takes no damage against Glacial Lance.
For those of you not aware at home, thick fat is an ability that reduces the damage by fire and ice type damage moves by half.
And with the Eviolite
and Protect comes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say this thing actually takes no damage against ooh, the Double Protect.
Whoa, Double Protect. Wait, that was not Double Protect. It tried to it Wide Guarded the last turn.
The Wide Guard into the Protect. So yeah, a weird choice, and that'll give away the coaching turn for Lucy.
High Horsepower again onto the Iron Valley, which will knock it out, and now a Chili Day boost activates from Lucy's Calyrex Ice Rider, giving that special base attack boost, now at +2. And yeah, that was just us forgetting that Wide Guard into using Protect can actually fail.
Yeah, well, and now it starts to get a little bit dicey for Erin, because the Lucy's side now has the Wide Guard pressure. You also have the opportunity to go for another coaching. The Ogerpon actually does stabilize. excuse me, does stabilize things a little bit. Even through a +1, Ivy Cudgel should do a lot of damage to Calyrex, but you will have to manage that a little bit. Like, you might have to... I don't know how much Trick Room is left, but you might have to play around whatever amount of Trick Room is left.
Yeah, and the Makuhita is a little bit of a weird spot because his only damaging move is Fake Out and Seismic Toss. Seismic Toss is going to break the sturdy, so it will take 50 HP at minimum. And there you go. Lucy's Ice Rider is in fact slower than Erin's, and that's going to knock out the Ogrepon with playing around the sturdy.
Yeah, and Makuhita, slow little goober, one of the NFEs that's really good in Trick Room because you just let it cook there because it's so much slower than everything else.
That's a lot of damage taken from that high horsepower, but here's your issue. This Miraidon, most of these Miraidon never carry Protect. Like, we've seen the Choice Vest, Choice Scarf, Assault Vest. Rarely do you ever see a Miraidon having Protect at all.
Yeah, and this is the Choice Specs variant, so we know it's not going to have a way to stall out the Trick Room here. And I don't know if it's worth it to Terra at this point. I think you might have to just let it ride with Calyrex and see if it's going to be able to win things for you. I don't know if Erin has a whole lot of routes back into this game, actually. The Makuhita kind of broke things open.
Yeah, because that Seismic Toss broke sturdy.
Yeah, the Seismic Toss broke sturdy, which meant that the Ogrepon did absolutely nothing, and the coaching on the double protect, the whatever we call that, it was still 2 protect on one side of the field. The Makuhita...
yeah, Translates into that dark typing.
Yeah, the Makuhita's actually cooking right now.
I mean, the dark type's going to come in not as handy as I actually realized that.
It's not going to do much.
And Erin's going to tear it as well. I can only presume that's from Miraidon, but I don't even think the Translation can save it from Glacial Lance.
I don't think it will, but I think that might be the only way that Erin has a chance to win here, so it's worth trying. Because without it, you do just lose.
Makuhita goes for another coaching, so that's now a plus. I think it's +4 now on the attack stat on the Calyrex, with +2 defense as well. Glacial Lance comes out. This should not come around without much of a problem. Calyrex hangs on, but yeah, there's not a whole lot that Erin can do, other than maybe going for a Glacial Lance and then getting to protect on the next Trick Room turn. But at that point, how do you stop Lucy's Ice Rider?
Yeah, the problem is that there's no way to keep Miraidon around, and if there's no way to keep Miraidon around, you're not winning the Calyrex versus Calyrex at this point.
And down goes Makuhita to another high horsepower, and we're going to give another attack boost to that Erin's Ice Rider. Twisted Dimensions to return to normal, but here's, again, the issue is that this Calyrex has defense boosts.
Yeah,
and Enamorous is the last one from Lucy.
You're going to need to... I guess if you assume Lucy's is slower... If you assume Lucy's is slower and that Erin's is faster, you need a crit on the Calyrex.
I think even if you do get it, yeah, that's still not doing a whole lot of damage. I wouldn't even think it knocked out because of the Ice Resist and Calyrex's high base HP and defense stats.
Yeah, that was really the only way I could imagine Erin getting out of that was a crit there, and
Glacial Lance will finish it off. Lucy Parker wins game number 1, dominating with that Trick Room mode.
Dominating with the Makuhita, actually. Again, I really think the coaching was the turn that changed everything there, and I think...
I mean, Erin definitely was afraid of the high horsepower, but that's the cost of running Wide Guard and Protect at the same move slot, because like if you go for the Wide Guard, you have to risk a double Protect by technicality.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, even if it was just a normal double Protect and both those Pokemon protected normally, Calyrex still got a free coaching. Like it was trying to stall out a turn of Trick Room and trying to stall out the Fake Out turn, and Lucy read that really well with the coaching, which kinda just led to the entire game getting steamrolled. And so Erin, I think, has to get a little bit more aggressive. I really liked the turn 1 getting the Calyrex in, but at that point, Calyrex versus Calyrex is such an awkward matchup where maybe you need to bring in something else on the Trick Room or prevent the Trick Room in the first place.
Yeah, going back to that turn 1, game 1, there was definitely an opening for Iron Valiant to go for coaching, if that was ever going to be the stop, because if you're
Erin...
Erin...
get one coaching off, but...
Did it? I don't think it ever got one of it. Got Spirit Break into Wide Guard.
I thought it should get a coaching off, and I forgot that it it actually didn't get a coaching off.
No, and so I think if you're Erin, knowing that your opponent has to get Trick Room up, you gotta set up your best countermeasures for Trick Room, you know, your Iron Hands, your potentially Ogrepon not in front of Makuhita, just to have maintain sturdy. You might need to get... If you're gonna lead Miraidon Iron Valiant again, you need to prioritize setting up the Calyrex.
Yeah, and
Or
I
Iron
think,
Hands.
and honestly, I think going for that same play as Game 1, but going for the coaching into the Calyrex switch-in is perfectly fine. Because there's not a whole lot that Lucy can do. Even if Lucy doesn't go for the Trick Room and just goes for an attack, worst case scenario, like Iron Valiant drops, like there's not a lot of super bad outcomes with going with a lead like that. So I don't hate the lead duo strictly, but I do think it needs to be... And obviously the Ogerpon really does need to come, because Ivy Cudgel is one of the best moves into the Calyrex that Erin has. But it definitely needs to be protected a little bit more than it was in that last game. Because then it kind of just got dumped by Makuhita plus Glacial Lance.
Well, yeah, it's like... That's just something that's going to be happening, in these hard trigger matches. It's like, yeah, you survive 4 turns of Lucy's aggressive assaults, and let's see what the A2 offers for each of these trainers. Erin going to lead the Rigor Rep with Calyrex Ice Rider, while Lucy once again leads Indeedee, Female, and Calyrex Ice Rider.
Yeah, I like this. I think it honestly makes plenty of sense, just in this mode, where you have the opportunity to get rid of the Indeedee early, and you have the ability to kind of decide on your own terms whether or not we're playing Trick Room right now. Like, both of these players, all 4 of these Pokemon on the field right now have Trick Room, I think. So
it's a Trick Room party, everyone!
It's a Trick Room party, so it could either be one side gets Trick Room off, it could be neither side gets Trick Room off, it could be both sides get Trick Room off. I think a very funny one would be...
all 4 with Trick Room.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of the Pokemon just clicking Trick Room together, because maybe you say, okay,
No, we don't see all 4 go for Trick Room. We see Follow Me comes out.
I don't think there's a reason for all 4 to click Trick Room, because I don't really see
Glacial Lance comes out, and this is going to depend on these speed tiers and priority brackets, because Calyrex did go first. Okay, Ferrograph is indeed going to be slower than Erin's Calyrex Ice Rider, and it will take some Foul Play damage and retaliate back from that Rocky Helmet. And interestingly enough, nobody went for Trick Room.
Yeah, actually nobody went for Trick Room, which is fun. I mean, it's not like the speed tiers change a whole lot if you decide to get Trick Room up right now. The big problem is that I think Erin comes out of that a little better, because I think Erin, the game plan is you win through Miraidon later. And if you're able to get the Indeedee out of the way, that's a really good answer to Miraidon. So...
Another Glacial Lance comes out from Erin's Ice Rider. See how much damage it does to both. It will not going to need the Calyrex under threat now, a foul play because of it. And even got a crit from that Glacial Lance.
Yeah, and the foul play is actually really dangerous here.
Here's the Chili Man activating on Erin's Calyrex Ice Rider. Is it foul play? It is foul play. Calyrex has a really high attack stat, hangs on 2 HP, and no Trick Room comes out again. There's Glacial Lance, and it knocks off a Reggraph, and there is a Chili Man boost. And here's the big one. Erin's Ice Rider is in fact faster than Lucy's.
Yeah, I think at this point we can feel pretty confident that Erin's Ice Rider is a higher speed than Lucy's. It has won enough speed ties at this point. The problem for the problem for Lucy at this point is that your Calyrex is basically your main win condition, maybe your only win condition. And how do you keep it around?
Well, he goes in. Oh, that's actually a really bad timing from Miraidon to get in here, because Second Ring is overridden.
I didn't want to. I was thinking it in my head, and I didn't want to say it out loud, which is that the Fake Out is now an option here. Although you can still just double. And, like, it's not like... Because both these Pokemon are faster than Calyrex. On Erin's side are faster than Lucy's Calyrex. Both of them are certainly faster than Makuhita. Even if Makuhita doesn't go for whatever else. So you can just kind of use attacks from both of them into the Calyrex slot and just say, figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, and now this Fake Out's going to be like, okay, do you want to stop Miraidon from doing any damage? Do you want to stop the Calyrex from doing any damage? For Reggraph, it did all it could, and now Calyrex is basically out of commission from Lucy, but can this be taken advantage? Fake Out into Miraidon. See if this Calyrex didn't click. The Glacial Lance, it will click Glacial Lance. It's going to knock out the Calyrex. How much does this do? The Makuhita, just under half.
Yeah, at +1 against Makuhita. That's like it eats those hits. I don't think it'll eat another Glacial Lance though.
Oh, and the last Pokemon from Lucy is unfortunately another Mysterious.
I was gonna say, I think the battle. I think Game 2 is actually over because Glacial Lance will KO both these Pokemon.
Man. The highs of Makuhita, and now you see the lows of Makuhita. If nobody wants to trick her, then you have no inherent speed advantage. Lucy isn't battling this out, though. We did see Terrasolation activate on that Enamorous.
Yeah. I actually am interested in seeing how this turn plays out for Lucy, because I do think there's actually... I'm not going to say an out, but certainly a play. And Erin probably sees it and is trying to play against it right now. There's the Terra.
Yeah, there's Terrasolation from Lucy's side of the field. It's going to be that Enamorous Therian that's going to Terrasolize into that Bug type.
It's an interesting mix-up. It does make you no longer weak to like ice and electric, which is nice.
Makuhita Wide Guard, so that's going to block Dazzling Gleam should Mariah want to go for it. I mean, let's check it. Okay. And it's going to be Electric Drift coming in. It's going to go into straight into the Enamorous Therian. This is going to be a lot of damage. One hit KO.
Yeah. I was going to say, if Enamorous took that hit and was able to knock out Miraidon in return, and then somehow get rid of Iron Hands or whatever's in the back for Erin.
It wasn't even Glacial Lance that came out from Erin's Ice Rider. Knockout from the high horsepower. We are going to game 3 once again.
Yeah, we sure are. And I mean, I think Erin did a good job of adapting. I had said, oh, get aggressive with the Miraidon and the Iron Valiant, play that a bit more aggressively. Instead, she kind of went the other direction, was just like, okay, I'm not going to lose to Trick Room because I am going to be perfectly fine in Trick Room with the Calyrex. I think Lucy at this point might have to just say, okay, your Calyrex is faster than mine, so mine is slower, so I will still prioritize Trick Room. But the problem is, like, you're still having to deal with, you're still just having to deal with a Calyrex on the other side and all the damage Miraidon can provide. The biggest thing is that Farigiraf with a Foul Play.
Yeah, because Foul Play does damage based on the target's attack stat, which threatens on all of Lucy's Pokemon, Powdon and Calyrex Ice Rider. Maybe Lunala, but that's dependent.
Yeah, the big thing is Ice Rider, though, and I think if Lucy wants to kind of switch things up a little bit and not play the Calyrex as early or not rely on the Calyrex as much, it's an option, but it's just so awkward playing against that Foul Play when you are running when you're running the Calyrex Ice Rider. Like, that's the reason why you bring Foul Play, basically, is because, like, all the other physical attackers are pretty resistant to Foul Play. Foul Play is best against Calyrex Ice Rider out of basically any meta-relevant Pokemon. It's also good against CSR, and it's good against Lunala, just because it's quad effective, but, like, the biggest thing is that you do a lot of damage to Calyrex Ice Rider, and so when you see a Pokemon like that, you have to manage it really, really carefully.
Yeah, you gotta manage it, like, to the best of your degree, and the thing is, also, nobody could Trick Room that game too, and I think that was a big pivotal breaking point on that game too, because Lucy, again, needs Trick Room to be up, and nobody set it up.
Yeah, but also, if you use a turn getting Trick Room up, you're wasting the turns that you have of, like, the free to redirection from Indeedee, or even the threaten to switch out and switch back in to reset the terrain.
And that's the thing about Trick Room, though. You gotta play those risks. And speaking of risks, that's a double restricted lead from Erin. It's gonna be Ice Rider and the Miraidon, while Lucy leads Indeedee and Calyrex Ice Rider again.
Yeah, that's actually not ideal for Erin, I don't think. Because you can certainly, like, Volt Switch out the Miraidon into Farigiraf, but the problem is that, Indeedee, really, really good answer to Miraidon. For anyone at home who wants a Miraidon answer, Indeedee can be really nice, because we have redirection on top of getting rid of the terrain, so it does way less damage. That's my PSA for everyone at home. But the problem here is that, like, Follow Me Trick Room is relatively free here for Lucy, and worst case scenario is you lose Indeedee.
It probably is going to happen, though. It's going to be that Volt Switch into that Indeedee. Doesn't even take half from that Volt Switch, and now see what switches in, because if Calyrex is out of the field already, then what could be in the back from Erin? You know, we've seen it for Farigiraf do great work game 2, and it's going to come back out again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Next up is Glacial Lance. And it's going to hit both Pokemon. It's going to knock out the Indeedee. Yeah. Yes, it will.
It's better for Lucy that it KO'd the Indeedee, I think, because now you get to switch in the Makuhita.
And now Chilling A activates on Erin's Calyrex Ice Rider, so it's going to be a bit boosted in its damage output, and there's Trick Room.
Yep, there's the Trick Room. Now you get to switch in the Makuhita in Trick Room, and you don't have Fake Out Pressure because Fur Giraffe is there, but you have Coaching, you have Wide Guard, you have a lot of options.
But what stops Erin from clicking Trick Room and Farigiraf?
It's just a waste of a turn. Like, you're still allowing... Like, if Fur Giraffe is not attacking into the Calyrex, I mean, if it Trick Rooms, the big thing is that you're just, like, giving up coaching turns. Because Makuhita then probably gets a second coaching turn up if Fur Giraffe plays kind of passively.
But that's the thing, like, Erin's team's fast, so I would presume you would want to get Trick Room out of the way here, as you do see Lucy tear their Calyrex Ice Rider to fire.
This could be a dangerous play, because you go from... And I mean, I guess this is reading that Erin is going to try to attack with a foul play into that slot.
Here's coaching from Makuhita first of all, so a little boosted attack and defense stats on Lucy's Calyrex Ice Rider. So it's matching Erin's boost right now, and it will get the Glacial Lance off. This should not knock out anything right now. Farigiraf takes it over half, and Psychic Noise goes into the Makuhita and nearly knocks it out.
Does take the hit though, and if this is...
High Horsepower into the Makuhita, it's got doubled up and is KO'd, but that's still 3 turns of trigger you gotta deal with. But yeah, Lucy is down to their last 2 Pokemon. Another Chilling Nade boost comes out from Calyrex's ability from knocking out another Pokemon, and Hippowdon's the last Pokemon from Lucy this game 3.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't think that's a bad play for Lucy. Like, and she gets to get the Hippowdon out now, which is good. But also, you got the, what's it called? You got the, what's the move? The Coaching off. And so you'll be able to get rid of the Fur Giraffe here, and you'll be able to do a bunch of damage to the Calyrex. Like, your Hippowdon should underspeed the Calyrex, so you should be able to get rid of both these Pokemon right now, if you want to. And if you're able to do that, you get into a pretty decent spot for the end game. I'm looking at Hippowdon.
There's Glacial Lance coming out from the Calyrex Ice Rider from Lucy, and it's going to knock out the Farigiraf, so it is going to be another Chilling Nade boost. That's going to be a +2 attack now from Lucy's Terrafire Calyrex Ice Rider. See what this Hippowdon does next. It goes for Fisher and it misses!
Wait.
There's Glacial Lance now at +1. Like, +2 actually, and it's going to knock out the Hippowdon!
Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay, it's Calyrex Ice Rider versus the world for Lucy now, and it's a +3 Ice Rider from Erin.
I don't think that was the right play.
I think the counter is that Hippowdon's attack that's not as good as you think it is.
I didn't notice she had... It's Crunch against Calyrex. You're gonna get the KO.
It's not Stab.
It has like a third of its HP left. You're gonna get the KO. What is this?
Oh my god, we're breaking over this. We're breaking. Okay, my Iron Hands comes out as Erin's final Pokemon in this game number 3.
If Erin wants, she can get the Fake Out this turn with the Miraidon switch in.
No switches. It's just Uni Protect.
Or you could just hit it. The game might be over with just hitting it.
Alright, here's Glacial Lance now from Lucy's +1 Calyrex Ice Rider. I mean, +2.
Yeah,
I forgot about the knockout in the coaching earlier. And does not knock out Iron Hands. Goes for a low kick right in return. Doesn't knock it out back. And more Sandstorm chips can be taken by every one of these Pokemon.
Yeah, just the fact, like, Hippowdon was on the field this game. I think there's one turn of Trick Room
I think so too. I think there's only one turn.
I think the problem for Lucy is like, okay, there's one turn of Trick Room left. Like, you're not going to get through both these Pokemon and then get.
And no double attack comes out from Calyrex.
Yeah.
Iron Hands is not going to survive the turn, and it's really a double knockout. But I think Miraidon cleans up this game.
I think it does.
Calyrex! Oh wait, no, it's going to go down to Sandstorm.
Yeah, it's going to drop to Sandstorm too. If I was like, it could have taken the hit. I don't know if it could have taken it with Sandstorm as well. But I don't think that Miraidon is going to have any trouble getting rid of Calyrex here.
Not at all. And there is the Sandstorm chip, and down goes Calyrex Ice Rider from Erin. It did a lot of work this game.
Yeah, it sure did.
And there he goes, twisted dimensions return to normal, and the weirdness also disappears from the battlefield, but it will be changed from that no terrain to a Hadron engine terrain from electric. And the Miraidon going to be the last one from Erin to set, and it should easily take out the Calyrex.
Yeah, it sure will. I guess Aaron.
I guess Protect.
I guess Aaron could click Dazzling. Protect is actually it doesn't it doesn't do anything for you because you still drop to chip after a while.
Oh hey, we got to show out the Terra Fairy again. Let's go.
It doesn't mean anything. Well, no, it does mean something.
It means we get a free hat.
Yeah, it means Miraidon gets a funny hat.
All right, Calrec protects, and I have to wonder that was more so like just to make sure you don't get hit by super effective damage moves. And yet, there you go. Electric Drift's going to be the lock of choice for this Miraidon with the choice backs. All right, we saw all the fun about Makuhita, but unfortunately, our eyes were glued to the Hippowdon.
Yeah, the Hippowdon really, really stole the show there.
At least we stole the show.
Yeah, certainly.
There's the Electro Drift. Erin and Lombay going to advance to we'll have a look here. It will be a 2-1 record heading into this round. Final round. Erin Lombay wins 2-1 over Lucy Parker.
Yeah, just one win away from, I think, guaranteed top cut if you're at 3-1. And 2-2, I think, is still like a decent chance.
You know,
pretty funny.
We tried to talk about Makuhita the best we could because, we don't get to see that all that often. No, we had to talk about Fisher on Hippowdon, unfortunately.
I mean, Makuhita did get work done. Genuinely is able to participate in this matchup. And Erin did have to prioritize getting rid of the Makuhita. That was a big part of game number 3. It was like, if you did not use Psychic Noise and High Horsepower to get rid of that Makuhita immediately, it might have gotten a second coaching off and just kept getting a lot of work done against Erin's team. But really well played. Again, it's really weird playing against a team where it's like, I've never seen these Pokemon before, but you've played them a lot. And Erin did a good job of adapting after the game one, end up winning it.
Yeah, and that's again, Erin advancing to 2-1 and has a good chance of going to the top cut. It's top 4 cut for this Spring Challenge 3. We'll take another break. We'll be back with that final round of Swiss after this.